Welcome to this practice to work on the ankles, and you'll also see some benefits to the knees and hips as well. As you can see, I'm using 2 chairs, a sticky mat just for comfort, and some blocks. That might be a little over the top in terms of props used, but it allows you to do a lot of the yoga actions without getting on and off the floor. We'll begin with our feet on the second chair. Sit tall by sitting back on the chair seat and rock forward to get a nice curve. Rock back slightly. See if you can get somewhere right in between that rocking forward and rocking back action with your feet on the chair in front of you. Rock forward with the knees bent now and back and forward and back. With the knees slightly bent still, reach your right foot forward so you're really pointing your foot and straightening the leg, and lift your knee up, and with the toes spread, draw the toes back to your shin. Reach your left foot forward, point the foot, and lift the toes up and back again. Now do it with both feet. Reach them forward, point the toes, get as much length as possible on the front side of the ankle, and draw back. Sometimes our ankles get really cranky because the tendons that run to the feet get slightly contracted because the fascia is pushing down on them. So it allows for a very small tunnel or a small area for them to go to. So keep on working the toes forward in plantar action and lift the toes up and spread the toes. Now just start circling the feet. And again, I'm doing this with the knees bent for now. If you'd like to straighten your legs, and do the action, and that's easier for you by all means. Now draw side to side. And as you do, see if you can draw all the way over so that the inner big toe touches, and just get a lot of action that way. Now take your feet down, and in the same way that we were doing on the chair, we'll do a zigzag motion on the floor. So come forward on your chair seat with your feet together, and heel toe your feet all the way over to one side. Since you're forward on your chair seat, you might want to hold on to the chair to make sure you're not going to fall off. And come back to the middle and to the side, way to the side, and back to the center. You'll get a better view of this if I'm forward, so do that action way to the side, way to the opposite side. I bet I can get even more movement if I'm sitting on both chairs and forward. So you move the feet way to one side, way to the opposite side, and do that for several rounds. You might feel like that outer shin area gets a little contracted or a little tired from the movement, but see if you can continue it and maybe even speed up your actions, or maybe even go farther to the sides. And one more round here. So you're really warming up the ankles. This practice also has some nice effects to the knees and the hips. So let's get back to the chair in front of us. As you put your feet on the chair in front of you, with the knees bent just a little bit more, do a few more of these actions where you're lifting your toes and pointing your feet, and maybe even lifting the heels in that movement. Extend the legs. You can adjust your chair position. And with a slight bend to the knee for me, I'm just drawing the foot well over to the left. The right foot is moving to the left and way over to the right. So I'm just getting lots of rotation. If you bend your right knee and take your hands right to the sides of the leg and do that action to really protect the action. You're trying to get most of the work in the ankle, not the knee. You're just ensuring you've got nice traction there. Take the baby toe side of the foot down, and now take the base of the big toe down. So you lift up, baby toe side goes down, lift up, big toe goes down. You're just starting to feel the action of the muscles as you press in as a kind of guidance and protection for the knee. So this drawing down, it's kind of like you're turning the foot through the action of the ankle. Now try that with the opposite. So straighten your right leg, bend your left. First just go side to side with very little movement of the knee. Now let's see about drawing the base of the toe down, the base of the big toe, then the baby toe side down. So you're trying to turn the ankle in such a way rather than doing this through the knee. The knee is moving, but you're really working the big toe down, the baby toe down through movement in the ankle. Now park your left foot on the chair and take your hands to the right leg and just move your right hand down just below the knee on the side here. You might feel as you lift the toes up and you might feel a little area that feels a little bit more sensitive, right? You're lifting the foot up and taking it down. Now with your fingers, I even like it with my knuckles. It makes you feel like you can really get deeper in. As you're doing the movement, see if you can just start to release that side of the leg a little bit more so you don't have quite so much tightness. So you're pressing in to that muscle that you feel like, oh, it's a little bit tight in this outer shin area as you're doing the movement. And do the same on the opposite side, working the left leg, lifting up and drawing down and up and down. Find that area, again, right below the knee that you can feel a little bit more sensitivity to. And see if you can do some deep tissue massage in that. Maybe even go down a little bit further to release this area. Now with your pelvis forward, lean back, take your feet to the chair seat. Take your hands to the knees. Draw your heart away from the back of the chair. Now release back, trying to keep a nice arch in the back, in the low back. Reach your right leg forward. Maybe you can even press the top of the chair seat if that works for you. Draw your left knee in. Have the foot really active, the foot lifting. Now make circles with your knee and see if you can broaden that circle. The two-chair setup just allows us to do so much more in the practice. So as you take the knee wide, you start to notice, we're going to go the opposite direction now. You start to notice how the hip loop is being lubricated so nicely. Feel a little bit more ease. Now inhale, lift up, hold on to both knees, refine the alignment of the spine. Reach your left foot out. If possible, the chair design is such that your toes can press the top part of the chair. That just gives you a little bit more to work with in the pose. So straighten the left leg, lean back, holding on to the right. Just once again, do some nice circles and make them very broad. Keep your foot very active. Draw these big circles and change the direction of the circles. And release, bend both knees again, sit tall. Now draw back, just start to move the spine here so that you can sit forward just a little bit more fully here. Now reach your left leg straight again. Take your right leg to the outer left knee and bend your left knee. See how this works for you. If you can keep your left toes active and draw the knee slightly away from you, maybe you can pick up the leg and move as if drawing a nice circle with your foot. And draw way back toward the side ribs and over toward the left as far as possible. And way back again and to the left. One more time, reach back and to the side. From the front part of the chair where you're sitting, lean all the way back. See if you can take your knee to the right a little bit more fully and to the left and to the right. And release your right foot. Bend your left knee. Lift up your left foot. Cradle it if that works for you, with your hands or forearms or even the eyes of your elbows, and start to get some movement there. If you start feeling this in the knee, make sure that your foot is a little bit higher than the knee as you're doing these circles. And you move the circles in the opposite direction. Foot stays active, right leg stays active. Now lean back. Draw the leg way to the left, now way to the right, and do this 2 more times. Draw it way to the left and closer to the ribs, way to the right, 1 more, to the left and to the right, and release your foot down lift yourself up so that you can take your right foot to the floor. And walk your right foot back so that now you're pressing your toenails to get a nice thigh stretch. Keep that thigh stretch. You're right at the corner of the chair so that you've got freedom in the right side and the left side stays stable. Can you lean back to really open the chest? Take the arms in kind of a diamond shape or cactus pose. Reach back so you get this fullness in the pose. And release to come up and step your right foot forward and onto the chair. Scoot over to the left side. Take your left foot back. Point your toes. A lot of plantar flexion and dorsiflexion of the ankle here as we work on the ankles. That protects the knees so nicely. So work the left toes back. From the front of the chair, you're leaning toward the back of the chair. You might feel a nice thigh stretch there. Reach your arms up. If you want to hold on to the head, if you're feeling tightness in the neck, go ahead. But see if you can reach up and back to get this nice fullness in the chair. And inhale to lift yourself up and out. We'll come to a lunge pose now. With the right sit bone on the chair and toward the chair edge, take your left leg back with the toes tucked under. Can you reach the left foot way back and get this nice dorsiflexion of the ankle? Just bow in, keep the legs straight if possible, and rise up. Now, point your left foot. So as you point your left foot, the top of the foot gets a nice stretch. Lift the back knee with the toes pressing, almost like you're flicking the earth there with your toenails, and rise up. Come to the opposite side. Have your sit on your left sit bones. Come forward in the chair seat. Take your right leg back. Tuck your right toes under. Sit tall to begin with. Get your back knee to lift. Really press through the base of the toes. Keep your back leg strong and bow forward. Lift up. Now point your right foot. Press the toenails down. Keeping a nice lift of the knee. Nice engagement there. Bow forward again. Just slightly. And rise up. Now come back to the chair that you were seated in. Face the second chair. Take your right foot on the chair edge and press the baby toe side of the right foot. Move over to the left side of your chair and walk your left toes back. Do that same thing that we just did in the lunge. Both tuck your toes under, then bow forward. Just notice how this starts to give sensations in the hip. Now press your toenails, so it's a slightly different stretch of the top of the thigh, and bow forward. So you're reaching your left toes back, bowing forward. Rise up, take your left leg on the chair seat. Scoot yourself to the right side of the chair that you're on. Keep your left leg active. Walk your right toes back with the right toes tucked under, trying to get as further, working to get the right foot as far back as possible. You're bowing forward. You rise up. You press the toenails firmly and bow forward again. And rise up. And release. I'll be using the blocks now. And I'm using the blocks so that the knee is slightly weight bearing. All of these poses, we've avoided that. But see, by pressing the knee into the block with your left foot on the chair, you're moving the block back. This block feels a little bit too tall for me, so I'm going to go down to the lower level. That's just about right. So customize the height for you. As you press your right knee into the block, maybe you can get a little bit more of a stretch to it. You bow forward toward the straight leg. You can bend the knee slightly as you bow forward. Now rise up. See about just letting the front leg just kind of hang over the back of the front chair so that now you can give your thigh a little bit more of a stretch. Lean way back, maybe so far back that you get a nice support from the back of the chair. You can reach back and rise up. It's a nice stretch, the whole front side of the thigh and all the way from the pelvis to the sternum. You get a nice stretch. So come to the opposite side and allow the knee to bear just a bit of weight. Take the right foot on the chair seat, the left knee down to the block. First you bow forward just to experience a nice lengthening of the back side of the leg. A slight bend to the knee is perfectly fine. Rise up. Now we're going to work the right leg forward slightly. You're at the top of the chair seat. Lean back so that you get a nice stretch to the back thigh. Maybe you can even take your arms back to support your head or reach them back. And rise up. And take your feet now in Baddha konasana with your feet together. With the feet together, customize the stance so that you can bring the chair forward or back as needed. One of the things that we like to do with the ankles in this pose is to open the feet like a book. So see about just opening the feet up really nicely. And I'm doing that with the work of my hands. Now I'm going to try to do that with the work of one foot. So I'm going to place one foot, the left foot, just on top of the right so that the foot just draws out a little bit more. Just allow a nice ease to this as you bow forward. The foot is turning out, the bottom foot is turning out just from the weight and the engagement of the top foot. And we'll trade sides so that the left foot now gets a little help from its friend, the right foot. We're trying to bring the big toe back to open the feet as we bow forward and rise up. We keep the baby toes together. We take the big toes apart and work with the hands just to open the feet once again and bow forward before rising up, and release your legs. And I'm just going to take the feet off the edge of the chair to have my calves completely supported. Just lean back, get support from the chair, customize the chairs so that you're comfortable, so that you can relax your hands, relax your facial muscles, focus on your breath. Come to that place of ease, allowing the ankles to just feel very spacious, the knees to feel very supported. And the hips to feel very open. Enjoy this time of assimilating the actions. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of the ankles, the knees, and the hips. Namaste.